Hey guys, it's Mr. Chloral here, and today we're going to be reviewing the second in form Seamus Coleman. Coleman's new card is an 86 rated right wing back, and he's now got 80 or more in every single stat. So in this review, I'm not going to just show you him defending, try to give you an idea of how he performs all over the pitch, and we'll be playing him at both right back and centre mid. So, let's get on to the clips. So we'll be showing you the good and bad in Coleman today, and let's start with the first clip. Moose is on the break and he skips past a few defenders. Coleman comes across and misses his tackle. So moving on to the second clip, we can see our opponent breaking down the left. Look at that, Coleman with the interception to stop the attack dead and start us on the break. Here we see Sergio Ramos winning the ball back for the team. Marcelo passes it into Coleman. Coleman feeds it out wide, and watch, this is one of his strengths. Look at the run he makes all the way down the right side of the pitch. However, as we see, when the ball comes back to him, he takes a weak first touch, second touch, and gives the ball away. Here we see Sergio Busquets receive the ball and he passes it into our opponent's team of the year, Messi. But our Coleman there with the lovely centre of balance and agility just to shimmy in the way and make the tackle. Luke Shaw's marauding his way into our half of the pitch. He passes it into Yaya Toure. And look at this for strength from Coleman. He just eases Toure out of the pitch for a throw-in. So next Musa has a shot which is blocked, and the ball bounces to Coleman in our own area, and he starts one of his marauding runs straight through the centre of the pitch. So this highlights the good and the bad. The good being his runs and his positioning, and the bad being his dribbling and the fact that he gives the ball away as soon as he tries to do LT-RT stand-up. So here we have our opponent's Mane running down the wing, and he does a brilliant cross to the back post where Coleman is beaten by Lukaku. Now if you watch, he lets Lukaku get goal side of him and slide the ball into the empty net while he basically trips over himself. The next clip shows Giovinco passing it into Matthias. Matthias with a brilliant ball out wide to Coleman. And what's he going to do? A pretty weak cross in the end. However, with the very next clip, we have Coleman play it into Modric, who gets a 1-2. He passes it into Giovinco, and Giovinco does a nice bit of skill. He passes it into Coleman, and again Coleman's first touch is weak and he loses the ball. He had a very strange dribbling, which I'll go into detail a bit later. So just moving on to the next clip now, we have Coleman play a lovely little 1-2 with Griezmann, get into a great crossing position. Look at that, that's more like it, brilliant cross. Sadly to Giovinco, who's terrible at heading. Next we have Coleman receive the ball on the edge of the box, let loose an amazing shot that looks like it's going in, but it sadly gets blocked. However, we managed to win the ball back. Coleman picks it up again, and this time, being Mr. Inconsistent, does a very weak shot. The next clip, we have Giovinco playing it into Griezmann. Griezmann to Coleman, who makes a fantastic run through the middle, and we win the penalty. And of course, since he won the penalty, he was going to be put on it, and he coolly slots it home for his first goal for our club. That shows some of the good and the bad of Coleman. The next clip, we've got our opponent breaking with Marco Reus, and look at that for positioning and strength to get right in the way of Reus and just shrug him off the ball. Next we have Ronaldo passing it to Coleman, who's injured. And look at this, this is the bonus of his dribbling. He has very good agility, so it allows him to weave in and out, and that was a fantastic finish into the bottom corner. Very next clip, we have him receive the ball from a short free kick, have quite a good shot, but it brings out a pretty decent save from Begovic. The final two clips show Coleman as Mr. Inconsistent. We see Dani Alves pick up the ball and Coleman goes on and run down the wing. He does brilliantly to show strength and shove off Kante, and does a nice pass to start the attack. However, the very next clip shows Coleman again come face to face with the same player, and this time he's the one who gets shoved off the ball. And this brings us nicely on to the final verdict. So let's start with his tackling. Can he tackle? The majority of the time, yes. It was one of his strong points. We didn't get many slide tackles away with him, but his standing tackles were brilliant. What about physical? Can he hold off the defenders or the attackers well? Well, again, it was Mr. Inconsistent. We just seen from the last two clips. Sometimes he was brilliant strength-wise. He could hold off Lukaku, he could bully Diego Costa, and he could shove Kante off the ball. But again, other times, he'd end up just the same, in turn, being shoved off it himself. What about his runs and positioning? This is one of his strengths. In fact, this is his best strength, I would say. Because of his high stamina, he's constantly up and down the pitch all 90 minutes. Whether you needed him in attack or defence, he tended to be open for a pass or a tackle. Dribbling next, this is the most interesting part of him. He's very agile, and he felt very agile, which meant you were easily able to jockey to defend, or jockey in attack, and this put him in good stead for both tackling and attacking. However, his ball control was pretty dire. We've seen from a number of the clips that he'd lose the ball quite consistently when you passed it into him, or he'd take a heavy touch when he started to do a forward sprint. And this is a pretty big negative for him. And what about his shooting? Again, Mr. Inconsistent. Some of his shots were brilliant and brought out great saves from the keeper that resulted in a corner, or even a goal in one or two occasions. However, half of the time, his shots would be weak, feeble, and end up either in the keeper's arms, or go completely wide of the target. So look, how are we going to rate him? Well, let's compare him with the other options available at right back in the Premiership. We have Kyle Walker, or even Nathaniel Klein. And honestly, is he worth 80k compared to them two players? To me, no. You can probably guess he was Mr. Inconsistent. He is very good all round, and he is excellent in every single part of the game. However, he's only excellent half of the time. And if 80k for a right back to only be excellent half of the time is worth it for you guys, feel free to pick it up. Else, look at one of the cheaper, more consistent options. So, if you've lasted this long, I'd just like to thank you. This has been Mr. Chlorel, and I'll see you again next time, guys.